You might think corporate conglomerates are behind this, foreign governments are behind this, and accusations of any businesses, and even the opposition, because there might be a pending vote of no confidence. My decision is not based on that. My decision is based on my principles to do the right thing by the law for this country. You have many scandals that are outstanding in government. You have appointments that don't follow procedures. The commander of PNGDF, his appointment has not followed process. Secretary for Works, his appointment has not followed process. And you have many others in which trends of regionalism and of tribalism.
Prime Minister Honorable James Marape has acknowledged the decision of Gulf Provincial Member of Parliament Sir Haiveta to leave the government and join the opposition, affirming Sir Haiveta's right to make independent decisions. Prime Minister stated every leader, including Sir Haiveta, is entitled to his or her own opinions and decisions. I have no issue with him announcing today that he is leaving government and joining opposition. The Prime Minister expressed his respect for Sir Haiveta's extensive experience in Papua New Guinea politics. Prime Minister stated, he is a veteran of Papua New Guinea politics, including the last 5 years where we have tried to manage the economy in very trying circumstances. We have tried our best to share resources equally to all parts of the country, including Sir Haiveta's Gulf, as he knows only too well. However, the Prime Minister also urged Sir Haiveta to be forthright about his reasons for joining the opposition amidst the current political environment. Prime Minister said everyone knows the vote of no confidence is on, so he should get real and tell us real reasons why he is leaving government and joining opposition and hiding behind the camouflage of equal distribution of resources. Prime Minister Marape emphasized that Sir Haiveta, along with other leaders, has the constitutional freedom to change political affiliations and that he welcomes such decisions. He further stated, Sir Haiveta is free by virtue of Section 50 of the Constitution to move around. He and all leaders who don't like my style of leadership are free to do so. Sir Haiveta is also a member of the Private Business Committee, and I urge him and opposition MPs not to make mistake after mistake as they have been doing for 5 times this year they filed for vote of no confidence. The Prime Minister further clarified the procedural expectation for the opposition MPs. He said, fill in the form properly, bring it to Parliament, and Sir is on the Private Business Committee to witness compliance to standing order requirements. If all things are done properly, we can then test numbers on the floor of Parliament. Despite the current political developments, Prime Minister James Marape expressed confidence in the support of the majority of Pango Party MPs. He said, most MPs are not stupid and carefully watching all this alternate Prime Minister game being played by the opposition. He stated, most MPs are not stupid and carefully watching all the alternate Prime Minister game being played by the opposition. The Prime Minister also noted that Sir Haiveta was not originally part of the Pango team that formed the government in 2019 and suggested that his departure makes no difference. Prime Minister said Sir was never a part of the Pango team that formed government in 2019, being a one-man party until we reined him in just before the 2022 national general election. If he does not find comfort in my leadership, it's best that he leaves and the Pango caucus will decide his membership with the party. The former Prime Minister also recalled Sir Haiveta was part of the 2020 and 2021 team of many former Prime Ministers and Deputy Prime Ministers who failed to remove him from office despite many attempts. Honorable James Marape said, lest we forget, he was part of the 2020 team that failed to remove me from office and is trying again. He further stated, I appeal to all our people to remain calm as elected officials carry out their duties. This is nothing new. In fact, many of these leadership combinations have done little for Papua New Guinea to be proud of. He further said their combined past records are marred by numerous dark chapters in our nation's history, including the Cayman Islands accounts, the devolution of Kenya in 1994, the 1995 abolition of the provincial government system to centralize power in Wagani, the Cairns Conservatory building, the Bougainville crisis, the saline crisis, the National Provident Fund saga, the bankruptcy and eventual fire sale of Banking Corporation to BSP, and more recently the UBS oil search saga. Prime Minister said, I grew up in the 1980s and 1990s, witnessing these so-called leaders stifling the growth of Papua New Guinea. I will do everything in my power to prevent this cohort of elected cronies from re-emerging to exploit and deplete Papua New Guinea's public coffers once again. He stated,
my decision is not based on that. My decision is based on my principles to do the right thing by the law for this country. You have many scandals that are outstanding in government. You have appointments that don't follow procedures. The commander of PNGDF, his appointment has not followed process. Secretary for Works, His appointment has not followed process, and you have many others in which trends of regionalism and of tribalism